Here's a u substitution example that involves u in the denominator of what we have here. And let me modify this just a moment just to make sure that this works out well. Let's put that denominator and make it squared. If we don't leave it squared, we run into a technique that we're not going to see until the next portion of the course. So I want to make sure I give you a good problem to work with. If we let u be equal to 2x squared plus 1, then its derivative is 4x, different from the numerator in this case by only the constant multiple of 4. We get the right degree, if you will. So we're going to use that. And to adjust it, we're going to need to consider 1/4 du, which is equal to just x dx, which is all that we have in our original integral. So if we do our substitution, we're going to go 1/4 times the antiderivative of 1 over u squared du. And again, I couldn't do 1 over u when u is -1. We know that our power rule does not work, at least not yet. So we're going to have 1/4 times the antiderivative of u to the -2 du. That's 1/4 times -1 u to the -1 plus c, which we could write as -1 over 4u plus c, or -1 over 4 times 2x squared plus 1 plus c. And again, you could go ahead and attempt to take a derivative of that expression using either the quotient rule or rewriting it and being able to use the original chain rule. Remember, we're undoing the chain rule here. And you should get back to the integrand that we started with. Now, an important note here before you end this video is the fact that we were able to put u into the denominator. That's okay when we do u substitution, but be careful with your substitutions. Du should never end up in the denominator. Du's only possible position is either in the numerator or off to the right, which really is in the numerator because we could think of it as du over 1. As a matter of fact, algebraically, there shouldn't be any way for you to properly substitute du into the denominator. So there's really two mistakes potentially going on. One, du just shouldn't be in a denominator, and two, you shouldn't actually be able to substitute it in anyway, kind of as a fail-safe to the process. But that's something that you'll want to be wary of as you go through and try this new idea.